What's up everybody, Darren Senn here, and I would like to teach you one of the songs that I've had the most fun learning on guitar. It's a song, Blue Finger, written by Jerry Reed, but I've never been able to find a recording of him playing this song, but Chet Atkins, his good buddy, has a really popular rendition, maybe the most popular, I don't know, and there's a guy on YouTube called Peace Joytown, and he plays a really awesome rendition of this song, as well as many other awesome instrumentals of rock songs and such. But this is not my forte, but I really love this song, and I practice it all the time, and I can get through it all the way, but I didn't want to try to perform it first and then teach it because I was probably going to crash somewhere in there because of the red light syndrome, you know, the recording. But I can definitely teach the song in its entirety in bits and pieces. So I would like to this is lesson one, just teach the intro, because if you're new to this style and this song and everything, it's just so much fun. There's two different parts. There's a walking bass line with melody over the top of it, and it's got some piano qualities. And so I would just like to get you started on it because it's just exciting, and then I'll do subsequent lessons and we'll have the whole thing. And eventually I'll put together the whole performance, but I just wanted to get started and give you something to get going on right now because it's just too good to pass up. So I'll zoom in here on my guitar in my hands and I'll show you this first part. All right, here's the intro to Blue Finger, key of E, and then we'll talk about what's going on. Alright, so as you can see, the first part is the intro lick is index finger, 2nd fret, 5th string. And you're going to use your thumb on your right hand to pluck this one and do a hammer-on with your pinky to the 5th fret. And then you're going to pull up with your index finger on your right hand on this next note, which is 2nd fret, 3rd string. And then you're going to start your bass line with your thumb there. So it kind of intersects a little bit. It's kind of cool already. So while this note's ringing that you picked with your on the 2nd fret, 4th string here, while that's still ringing, you're going to start your walking bass. So that's open on the bass, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's actually a hammer-on. These are just on the first 3 strings, or the last 3 strings here. That's all thumb. Then you're back into your walking bass again. So I go through that twice. The ending's a little bit different this time. 2, 2, open. Then you do the opening lick again. And then when you hit your bass this time with your thumb, we are into the melody. So keep in mind what the bass is doing and what it sounds like, because it's going to help you learn. It's probably going to help you learn the song better when you remember that walking bass is present most of the time. It's going to help you make sense of the song. We're not actually going to play all the notes of the walking bass on the 6th string. Like for example, we have an A note here on the 6th string, 5th fret, but we also have an open A string that we're going to use for the bass. For the B and C sharp notes, we'll be using those same notes down here on the 5th string to accompany the licks that we're going to be putting in. So even though the song started all on the 6th string with the bass line, it varies from both these 5th and 6th strings in the song. So I'm getting to the point where we're going to start the melody. So your first move is right there with index finger, right hand. Incidentally, I'll try to explain as much as possible, but generally my index finger picks notes on the 3rd string, my right hand index finger, and then generally my middle finger takes care of both the first 2 strings. So if I forget to mention that, try to remember that, all right? So So that was index finger picking. You're going to do a hammer-on with your middle finger and then your ring finger on 3rd string, fret 3 to 4. Then you're going to take your, after you do the hammer-on, you're going to take your middle finger and make that new bass note, because you're walking on the 4th fret. So then your next lick's going to be, so it's going to be 3rd fret 2nd string, and then open 1st string, and then 3rd fret 1st string, and then open. So the whole time throughout that lick, once you hit that bass note, it rings, it sustains, hopefully. Might not be imperative, but that's the way I play it. It can be played a lot of ways. Okay, our next bass note is going to be an A, which is we're going to use the open A string here. And we're going to do this lick right here. So I'm pinching the A string with my thumb, and I'm doing this little lick right here from the 6th fret down. And I'm not great at it. So it's 6th fret, and you do a pull off to your ring finger, and then a pull off to your index, and then off. Then you grab that 7th fret 1st string, all while that one bass note's ringing. Then you do a pinch. You're gonna go 6th fret with your middle finger and your ring finger on the 1st fret. So you're pinching the outside strings on that 6th fret. And you're doing a lick like this. You're gonna go 1 note down to the 5th fret on this 1st string. And you're gonna reach your pinky over and get that 8th fret, and then you're gonna let off and hit that open 1st string. So I'm sorry. Then you're set up for your next bass note, which is a B here. And then you're going to use your pinky on the G note. That's a 3rd fret 1st string. You're going to pluck and pull that off. Then you're going to move up to the C sharp. That's the 4th fret 5th string. I got to think about this lick here. So when you get to this bass note here, it's going to be pluck the 3rd fret 2nd string, then the open 1st string, and then the open 2nd string. So see that? So let's take it from the top slow. I'm sorry. All right. Hopefully you can make sense of all that. I tried a version where I was over teaching, and it would just got to be so much. Use your ear. This isn't that difficult. If you can use your ear, you can figure this stuff out. So after these 2 licks, we're going to make an A chord by barring our 1st finger over the A chord here. And then we're going to pluck with our index finger the A note, which is 2nd fret 4th string. And then we're going to pinch strings 3 and 5 while we do a hammer-on off that A chord onto the 4th fret on the 3rd string. So it sounds like this. Then we're going to pinch the same 2 strings, but we're going to alter our fingering to go 3rd string 2nd fret, 5th string 1st fret. So then we're going to do an open 3rd string. Then we're going to pinch again those 2 strings 3 and 5 on the 2nd fret, 3rd string and 5th string, and do a hammer on with our pinky. So then the last move is going to be a pinch. When I say pinch, I'm doing like either my thumb and index, or my thumb and middle finger, whichever is most comfortable to you. Open, pinch, hammer, and then here we're going to pinch strings the open third string and the fourth string with our index finger on the first fret. And we're going to do a hammer on to the second fret while this third string rings out. So it sounds weird right now, but in context, the lick sounds like this. It sounds like this. And then we're back to we're back in. Let me play the whole thing through now to that point and see where we're at. So after we do that last lick, we're gonna go back. All right, I started to get lost in my teaching, so I had to stop it, and I'm just gonna splice this together so it makes the most sense. The last thing we did here was then you go through the lick again, the whole thing. So everything that we learned prior is the same until this last part where we do these chords. So you're going to use your thumb on the second fret. You're going to do like like if you were doing an F chord the folk way, instead of this kind of F chord, the folk players and myself included play our bar chords like this a lot of the time. It's the same exact chord, but if you do an F major 7, you let that open string ring, and we're going to do the same. I'm going to take out the pinky, and I'm just going to do the same type of F major 7 chord, but it's actually F sharp, which changes the nature of the chord. But then we're going to do a B7. Normally it would look like this, but because of the nature of the fingering, it's quicker to go here, and we're only using 2nd fret 5th string. And then we're going 2nd fret 3rd string, and then we're going 3rd fret 1st string, and I'm using my thumb, index, and let's see, thumb, index, and ring for both these chords. So out of this chord right here, I'm only using these three notes, but I make the whole chord. It's amazing what 3 notes can do when they're cool notes. You're gonna go back to your E major. So that last part is, this is a B7, but I'm fingering it differently. But I'm only playing 3 strings. Use your ear, and I'm using these 3 fingers. Plug in. Same on the E chord. I'm plucking strings 1, 3, and 6, I think. And I do a syncopated move on that last chord. I actually pull up on these 2 strings 1 and 3, before I hit that bass note. So let me just play the whole thing slow and see if you can make sense of what I've taught you so far. You can pluck the bass once on this chord and just pull up, or you can move your thumb down to the this note here, which is 4th string. I'm sorry, 4th fret, 4th string. You can do that. Do a pinch there. Then there's B7. Or that's a matter of preference, that whether or not you hit it on the beat or you you hit the chord and then the bass note. So. Yeah, I think I just do the pull-ups with my fingers here. All right, I hope this is going to make sense. We're going to call this definitely an intermediate to advanced lesson. Otherwise, I think I would just get myself all in the weeds trying to explain every little detail. But think about that initial bass line when you're doing this last part too. Remember, it goes. That's what's happening here. We got. If you look at those bass notes when I'm making those chords, it's that little exclamation point on the first part of the song where we weren't playing all that fancy stuff. Okay, so that is the intro to Bluefinger, lesson 1, the intro. You know, I didn't come into this with a real system of teaching it. I just thought I would wing it, and it's pretty fun, but you know, maybe a little bit disjointed. Maybe I'll get better at it as we go, but I hope you could make enough sense of it to start having fun with it. Just remember to use your ear and think about that bass, that bass line the whole time. And you know, any comments or questions, put them in there. And we'll see you in lesson 2. Thanks for watching and have fun.